Howdy folks, hope everybody doing real good. Entomatadas on the menu this evening. This is an old classic Mexican dish. It's pretty simple, it's not a whole lot to it, but it is outstanding. I really like these types of dishes. Not too hard to put together, but what you get out of them, you're like, wow, can't believe that's what went in it. They're really good. It's a little bit similar to an enchilada. Enchilada is a chili-based sauce, and this is not. This is a tomato-based sauce, hence tomata. And you can make these up stuffed with like shredded chicken, shredded beef. Today I'm going to be stuffing it with some cheese. I got a chunk of queso fresco there, a Mexican fresh cheese. We're going to crumble it up and mix it with some finely diced onion. I'm going to wash them first just to remove some of the sulfur and mellow them out a little bit before we mix it with that cheese. For the sauce, you're going to need some garlic cloves, some Serrano peppers, some fire roasted tomatoes. Now you could use a plum tomato or a Roma tomato and roast it if you want to. I'm just using the can because making this a little simpler. Going to need some chicken broth. That's low sodium chicken broth. Going to need some cilantro. Going to need some chicken bouillon. Obviously some corn tortillas. We've got some sliced onions back here as well. We're going to roast these sliced onions, the garlic, and these serranos. Get it in with the tomatoes in a blender, and then we'll fry it off in a skillet. Get a few other seasonings in there. We'll garnish off with some Cotija cheese and some Mexican crema. That's it. Let's get to cooking. We're going to get a little olive oil down on this sheet pan. I'm just going to coat this foil here fairly lightly with this olive oil. I don't want it swimming in olive oil, but I do want some on here. These little Serrano peppers, I'm going to take the stem off. Now you can go through here and slice them and get the innards out if you want to. It'll knock the heat back, but I want mine to be fairly spicy, so I'm going to leave 2 of them whole. I'll just show you right here. Just go in there and take this membrane out like that right there with a little knife. Just like that. Get them seeds out of there. That's going to knock a whole lot of heat off that pepper. And we want to get some good color on all this and a little char. It's going to go in the oven under the broiler, and I'm using a low broil gas stove, and it's extremely hot, so adjust your temp however you see fit for your stove. In probably about 4 or 5 minutes, I'll toss this around, get it back in there. It should be ready in about 10. Let's get it in. Alright, we got the onions and the peppers and the garlic out. See how it's got a little char here and there, and just kind of browned up. That's what you're looking to do, and it mellows this garlic out and makes it a little soft. We're going to get all this in the blender. That was about a half of a sliced onion that we roasted up. Now on this garlic, I just go in here and just pull this paper shell off. See how nice and soft and sweetened that garlic clove has gotten? Makes it extra good. We're going to get this 15-ounce can of those fire roasted tomatoes in there. We're just going to blend this up here about 20-30 seconds to just pretty much combine everything. We do want this to, retain some texture. About like that right there. Look pretty good. We got a skillet heating up here, medium high. I'm going to go in with a good quality olive oil. We're going to get about a tablespoon and a half in here. That right there looks pretty good. We're going to let it get pretty hot. Our oil is shimmering, so I know it's pretty hot. Let's go ahead and get our goodies in. And that's what it needs to do. When it hits that skillet, it needs to be frying. I'm going to sprinkle a little chicken bouillon in here. We'll do about a teaspoon and a half. I'll tell you what, this is smelling good. Smell that garlic and onion. I smell those serranos in there. Fire roasted tomatoes. And you can run this pretty hot. We're just trying to get the moisture and the water out of the tomatoes mostly. Because here shortly we're going to introduce chicken broth. And we want to put flavor in here, and water in tomatoes does not have flavor. So we're trying to extract it. It's going to get this reduced down pretty good. We got this cooked down pretty good. I don't see any water bubbling anymore. Pretty thick. Got most of the water out of there. I'm going to go in with a cup and a half of chicken broth. That's a reduced sodium. I'm going to get us a little cilantro in. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of chopped cilantro. We're going to let this simmer here about 10 minutes till some of this chicken broth reduces down, concentrates in flavor. We'll give it a taste for final adjustments. Sure do smell pretty good. The sauce been going here about 5 minutes, and it's just about where it needs to be. I'll give it another minute or two. I'm going to give it a taste. Oh my goodness, that is so good. It is absolutely amazing how just a few simple ingredients done a certain way can just create such flavor. Just by roasting those vegetables a little bit, changing the characteristics of the garlic and the peppers and the onions by the roasting process, change the way that tastes. I think it does need a little more salt. I'm going to salt it up a touch. That should do it. I'm going to turn this fire way back just to keep this warm. So that's pretty much where I want mine. Give it one more taste here. Outstanding. Get a cheese filling put together. I got about a quarter of an onion here that's diced up fairly fine. I'm going to take this over here to the sink. We're going to rinse these onions with some cold water just to cut the sharpness on them. We got the fresco cheese crumbled up. We're going to get these onions in here. I think the term used when you rinse them onions like that is deflaming. It just mellows them out a little bit. We're going to mix that up with this fresh Mexican cheese. It's looking pretty good. On these tortillas, I'm going to get a little corn oil here in the bottom of this skillet. And we're just going to flash fry these a few seconds on each side, mostly just to make them more pliable. And it also puts a coat of oil on the tortilla shell, the corn tortilla shell, and kind of keeps the sauce from soaking into the shell and it getting, real soggy and mushy. So it kind of builds like a moisture barrier. Do about 5 seconds on each side. That's it. Let's get these put together. I'll get us some of this filling in here. A little bit of this sauce in. A little of this filling right here on the top. Little Cotija cheese. Let's get in here and see what it's talking about. Put a little tapatio on mine. Man, I tell you what, that is good. This simple little dish is just bursting with flavors. Outstanding. That's it, folks. Some entomatadas. Outstanding. Classic Mexican dish. Often overlooked. Till next time. Peace.